Hello and welcome to our virtual options event. My name is James Dudley-Hart and I'm the Assistant Head Teacher in charge of Key Stage 3. This event is taking a different form this year, but hopefully we are still able to convey the key information you need as parents and students to help you make the best decisions for the future. Take the time to watch the videos and review the GCSE options booklet, and this should ensure that the conversations you have at Parents' Evening next month are as productive as possible. So let's start by reminding ourselves what we're aiming for. It might seem a long way away, especially with all the confusion around GCSEs last year and this year, but we're looking forward to the summer of 2023. In the recent years, we have had some absolutely fantastic GCSE results. This GCSE success has set those students up with a range of options for their future work and study, and this is the position that we want you to be in on the 24th of August 2023. At Cooper's Coburn, we are proud of the broad, balanced and rich curriculum we offer both inside and outside of the classroom. At Key Stage 3, you have studied around 17 different subjects. This breadth helps you to develop as well-rounded and successful individuals. It's inevitable that some narrowing and specialisation takes place as you progress up the school, and that range of subjects is reduced to 10 at GCSE. However, our main piece of advice to all students is to try and maintain a broad and balanced range of subjects as far as possible. For most of you who don't have a clear idea exactly what you want to do, it's important to keep as many doors open as possible. This is the purpose of the Beyond 14 process, to help you to make the right choices for you, and in most cases, to keep your options open. Obviously, we don't expect you to make these choices alone, and we are adapting the support we offer to make sure that even though you're not in school, you have all the information you need to make the right choices. Students will be sent a Google form this week with some questions about their possible choices. This will help the pastoral team to understand the reasoning behind their thinking and to offer any extra support where it is needed. Staff have spent a lot of time putting together the subject videos to help inform the discussions you have with your parents and at Parents' Evening on February the 4th. This is your opportunity to meet subject teachers, to discuss progress, and if necessary, the suitability of options choices. The options form will go live on the school website after Parents' Evening to ensure everyone has been through the full process before they submit their choices. From then, you'll have until Friday the 28th of February to complete the online form, which must be digitally signed by both a parent and a student. Now let's take a look at the Key Stage 4 curriculum in more detail. First of all, the majority of a student's timetable is taken up by the core curriculum. Students in Year 10 and 11 spend 35 of the 50 hours a fortnight studying these subjects. And this is our core curriculum here. Along with the core, all students study at least one modern foreign language at GCSE. This would normally be the language which they began studying in Year 7. Students who wish to continue with their second language instead should ideally talk to their MFL teacher or the Director of Languages, Mr. Zach. You may opt to study 2 languages by using another one of your 4 options choices. You then have a selection of 13 options subjects from which you must choose 3. These 3 subjects make up the final 15 hours of the Key Stage 4 curriculum. We are proud to offer a wide range of subjects, so it is not an easy choice, especially when so many of you have such passion for your academic work. Each of these subjects have produced a video explaining their curriculum and the way in which their subject can help you move on to further study or work. And so please take time to watch those videos which are on the playlist after the videos from Miss Hay, myself and Mr. Duncan. It is obviously important that the choices you make are for the right reasons. Choices made taking these things into account are more likely to be of benefit to you moving forward. You should consider which subjects you enjoy. Studying something you like and are interested in is far less laborious than a subject which switches you off. It makes sense to continue with subjects for which you have already shown a degree of aptitude. If you have done less well in a specific subject, you may want to consider why that is before you choose it. Can you achieve a balance of different subjects which keeps as many doors open as possible and doesn't pigeonhole you to one area? If you do have an idea of what you want to do in future, make sure your choices are compatible with those goals. What are the entry requirements, for example, for those subjects at sixth form, for university or at a college? It's really important that you know that when making your choices. We want as many of our students as possible to continue their educational career at Cooper's Coburn after Year 11, so it's worth being aware of our entry requirements. For our sixth form, these are outlined in the options booklet and on the school website, but the main stipulation is 8 GCSEs at grade 9 plus the individual requirements for each subject. However, these criteria are reviewed regularly and are subject to change by the time you come to apply for the sixth form. I would like to quickly outline some of the poor justifications for options choices which I often hear. One of those is, my friends have all chosen those subjects. You must remember that most options subjects have multiple classes and there's no guarantee that you'll be in a class with your friends. And certainly, if you've been in a teaching group for 3 years, those teaching groups will all be mixed up by the time we come to Year 10. I really like my teacher, Mr. X or Mrs. Y. There is no guarantee that you'll be in that teacher's class. Teachers change classes or may even leave school. You will be stuck with your options choices forever. So it's really important that you pick a subject because of the subject, not just because of a particular teacher. Because you think it's easy, because your brother and sister took the subject, it's a new subject and you don't really know what it involves, because they have a cool trip somewhere. All of these are not good reasons to choose an options choice at GCSE, and I certainly feel very sorry for anyone in the current Year 11 who chose a GCSE course because of the trip that they did. You will have noticed that science was mentioned both in the core slides and in the options slides, so it is important that I make the distinction clear for you. Most Cooper students will study Combined Science GCSE as part of the core provision for 9 hours a fortnight. This course is worth 2 GCSEs and comprises equal parts of biology, chemistry and physics. GCSE Combined Science is sufficient to progress to any of the A-level sciences here at Cooper's and at other providers. Most universities do not specify a requirement for separate science GCSEs, and Combined Science is sufficient, even for courses like medicine, to create a pathway to undergraduate study. Whilst most students will study for Combined Science GCSE, some who have a particular passion or aptitude for the sciences may wish to take separate science GCSEs. In order to ensure sufficient curriculum time for the new GCSEs and a manageable workload for students, those wishing to pursue this route will have to choose it as one of their options. If you wish to study for 3 separate science GCSEs, you should have a strong passion for the study of science, have demonstrated an aptitude for science subjects in the past, have a clear rationale for wanting to study 3 science GCSEs, and be prepared to use one of your 3 remaining options choices. And you must select a reserve subject on the GCSE options form when you submit your choices on the school website. As I mentioned earlier, we want you to maintain as broad and balanced a range of subjects as possible, keeping as many doors open as you can. Choosing separate sciences narrows the scope for other choices, so do take time to discuss it and think carefully before making your decisions. This year, you will be submitting your options choices online through the school website. A link will be sent out after Year 9 Parents' Evening and will also be accessible through the Year 9 section of the school website. You can see here how to access that part. The form is quite straightforward and requires a digital signature from both a parent and student. Remember, if you've opted for separate sciences, you must choose a 4th reserve option. Other students who are not opting for separate sciences do not need to choose a 4th reserve and simply need to choose their language choice and then 3 other subjects. Remember, don't rush. The process is not first come, first served. However, after February the 28th, Mrs. Harris will start writing the timetable for next year. So if your form is submitted after the deadline, you may find that the subject combination you have chosen doesn't work. Thank you for listening. In the next video, Mr. Duncan will explain the journey through Key Stage 4. And then beyond that, on the playlist, you will find the videos for the different options and core subjects at GCSE.